spinning bird kick to your lip, to your jaw. Don't try me, my youth, I'm a boss, to me look like cute, just because. Sit on by the rhythm, and me sit on in the walk. You a victim when me driving on me car. Don't sky ice and your hoodie to the stars. Look on the mic, pull up a water. Run off your mouth, kill off the data. Serious thing, not time for laughter. You a black sheep, go call your barber. 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 Sound of the turbo and blood clot. BBC One can I swear blood clot. Like, not saying that what they do isn't, you know, great, but still, you just got to know what it is. You know, you guys are getting charged like $12 for like eggs. You know the eggs ain't worth $12.
Exactly.
Go and this is a good segue from eggs. Conor Benn. God. I'm good at this, aren't I? Jesus Christ. Conor Benn. Conor. I tried, Steve. I banged on him, and then I was like, oh, maybe not. He's going to come out, you know, he's going to prove, because this geezer's so adamant that he's done nothing. All right, we'll wait. We wait. He just keeps coming out of these statements. Oh, I'm going to prove myself innocent. All right, we wait. 270-page dossier. Okay, we got it wrong at first because I thought it was him blaming it on the eggs. But it was the WBC that was trying to give him a little out. Suleiman was trying to give him a little out. Then we saw him go on Piers Morgan. What did you think of that?
You know, I've just been so divorced from that situation. Look, at a certain point, are we going to take drug tests seriously or not? Or is just this, or is just a dog and pony show? Look, I can't tell you if he's innocent or not. I have my suspicions that a lot of fighters are trying to gain an edge, an illicit edge, and there should be harsher penalties because at this point, there'd be more of a deterrent. The worst part about this whole thing, LadyChann, is that coming out of this, there's talk of a Manny Pacquiao comeback. That's bad.
I know. I'm so disappointed. Like someone's pointed out, the average age of that Conor Benn has fought, they have to be about 41 years old.
Wow, so he's the champion of the AARP. That's our retirement company here now.
Ours is OAP.
OAP, okay, we're AARP, but I'm just, you know, first of all, I think it's sad if Manny comes back. Look, he was a brilliant fighter, iconic, but look, he's into his mid-40s now. I don't want to see him facing this heavy-handed young guy in Conor Benn. But I will say this, Conor Benn, I remember watching a fight with him about 4 years ago where he got knocked down twice in a 6-rounder. He looked really bad. Yes. Mm-hmm. And since that point, he's really improved. But now I look back and I'm like, was it all a lie? Was it all a mirage?
I'm trying to think. Was it the PEDs? And he's saying on Piers Morgan that, you know, I've told Eddie to give me my hardest fight. Okay, Manny Pacquiao, shouts out to
because the hardest fight for the most amount of money. So, look, here's my view. One thing that Conor Benn can do moving forward, if he wants to rebuild his credibility, and I have talked about this before, if we're really going to have the cleanest sport possible, it's never going to be a clean sport. It's going to be what we legislate to really make it the cleanest realistically, right? I would say if I'm Conor Benn, okay, I will go through 24/7, 365 random year-round testing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these guys cycle on and off as they take 5-6 months off. Mm-hmm. And there's been people that have speculated to me, Steve, you know why these guys don't fight more? Because they need to cycle on and off the stuff. And people don't understand, even if it's out of your system per se, you still get all the benefits from it. People make it sound like once you flush out these substances out of your body, that the benefits just magically get urinated away. That's not the way it works.
Yeah, that's not the way it works. Again, is he in? I think he was in the chat. I brought on some members, an endocrinologist that deals with, you know, all of these hormones and people taking clomiphene because he studied sportsmen and sportswomen, especially bodybuilders, and he told me point blank, there's just no way that this was by mistake. This is a masking agent for using anabolic steroids because the steroids get your hormones and your testosterone all out of whack. Because when he said to Piers Morgan, I keep going to say Piers Brosnan, you know, James Bond. Piers Morgan, I always keep going to say it. Piers Morgan, he was like, I'm 26. Why do I need testosterone? Yeah, because you've been on steroids.
Right.
And that fucked up your levels. So the clomiphene lifts those, it balances, it lifts back your testosterone back up. And obviously gives you that edge. And that's what it's for. You know, the anabolics have done their job. This does their job. They come hand in hand, part and parcel, and they're given easily, just orally.
Good friends, and I work for snack.com, whose founder is Victor Conte. And I think a lot of people know his background.
Victor Conte,
yes, he knows a thing or two about this stuff, okay? And he said long ago, the first thing you become when you become a drug cheat,
did you go? Where did you go? Can't hear you. Steve, we cannot hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Victor Conte says when you become a drug cheat, the first thing you really become is a liar. And one thing we've never seen, LadyChann, is when someone gets caught, they never raise their hands up. You got me. I did it.
Ever. Roy Jones Jr.,
right.
Sugar Shane Mosley, Tyson Fury, Canelo. There's always a blame, you know, it was that, or, you know. Yeah, we've never heard someone just say, yeah, it was me.
I did it. Cuff me. Take me away.
Yeah. But this is why I think everybody is I'm going to do the super chat in a minute. This is why I think everybody's getting on to Conor Benn, because, I mean, you've dragged this out for 6 months. You could have just took the ban, which would probably would have been 6 to 8 months anyway. And you would have been fighting anyway. So, I mean, the fact that you've got a 270-page dossier, but you refuse to give it to the Triple BC because they've done their job and said, you know, you pop dirty. That's like me stealing out of your house and then the police reprimanding me, and I'm just going to have a real attitude with you and the police. Well, I've done something wrong. You've reprimanded me, and I'm going to be like, well. And then on another side, it's like, if I commit some kind of crime, and I know I said it in my report, and I know I didn't do it, and I was at home in bed, Ring doorbell activated, CCTV in my room activated, you could see me sleeping there the whole night, and this so-called crime happened, and I get carted off by the police, put in jail, but I've got all of this evidence, and I just be like, well, I'm not showing it to you because I'm offended. No.
Yeah, I mean, LadyChann, I don't get this. Was he trying to convince people with that 270-page report, or bore us to death? I would look at that thing and say, I don't believe you. I would just flip through it.
Yeah, I would have went from page 1, and then I would have went to page 269.
Yeah, kind of like what I did with my book reports growing up as a very mediocre student, you know. But the Conor Benn thing, you know, it's interesting that Eddie Hearn took such a hard line against Jarrell Big Baby Miller.
Yep.
When he popped hot before his fight with Anthony Joshua.
Yep. He's disgusting.
He was talking about, I never want to do fights with drug cheats. These guys should be in jail. They should get lifetime ban. Now Eddie's the most lenient guy when it comes to all this.
Yeah. You know, hypocrisy and
is that we'll probably never know. You have to make your own decisions and judgments, which is sometimes dangerous. Was he cheating? Was he unlucky? Either way, his reputation is tarnished forever. Because it doesn't matter. You fail a drugs test, you fail a drugs test. You look at his physique on the scales for last Golovkin.
This one.
I don't need to save money. I want to put on good fights. So that was a good fight for the zone. So I'm disappointed. But what is the point in signing up for drug testing if when you fail, everyone just goes, oh, don't worry about it, just let him fight, you know? Yeah. So, the argument of, well, it's all right with UKAD is totally irrelevant. You've signed drug testing with VADA, the best testing agency, in my opinion, in the sport. I don't need to.
So you see the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy is in the Buddhism. You couldn't write that in a bloody book, could you? That level of hypocrisy and contradictions.
It's amazing because I really think one of the issues, Lady Chann, and I've written about this, is that one of the things, I don't know if you could do a lifetime ban, but I do think this: if you test positive for PEDs, if you make it a 2-year ban, now it's a real penalty. Because we have to be honest about this, Lady Chann. The way boxing is structured today at the world-class level, these guys only fight once or twice a year. So they're always going to get 6 months off. What are you? That's like, I just don't see the penalty that if you're going to fight in January, you get busted in late January after your fight, right? Okay, well, you get 6 months off. Great. I'm not going to straight training camp till August anyway.
No. And then you're back. And now he's back. Like, it makes, like you're saying, there isn't a big enough penalty for them. It's not a big enough deterrent for them to, we only fight once a year. If we get caught, 6-month ban, doesn't really matter. By the time we blink, we don't even fight it. Do you know what I mean? We fight once every 18 months, some of them as well. So, I mean, the penalties have to be, they have to up the ante with all of that. It needs to be 2 years straight off the bat. You come back, you do it again, and you know what? You're out.
Right. And in addition to a longer suspension, I would also say you have to go through year-round random testing where you could literally test it at any time, any place, anywhere.
That is what, the 365. There's a few boxes on there, not a lot, but that should be terms and definite conditions. Let me do this super chat one. Shouts out to the code keeper for dropping that quarter of a dub on your girl. What up, beautiful? But stop the cap. Fury got everybody number in the ring. Mr. Telephone Man.
Wow, a song from New Edition. There's something wrong with my line. Every time I dial my baby's number, I get a click every time. I love that song.
Click. We call.
No, wait a minute.
You a black sheep, go call your baba. 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 You a black sheep, go call you. You learn to be sharp.